Hey everybody, this is Ed, and welcome to my Camino adventure. Day 1, Saint-Jean-Pierre Deport to Roncesvalles. The day started at 7 a.m. with a little breakfast, and then I got my first stamp. Starting out that morning on October 2nd, I felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. I'd waited for this trip for over 10 years, and this is where it starts, right here in Saint-Jean-Pierre Deport. I took a deep breath, said a prayer, and just started walking. The first few kilometers were steep, they were uphill, but the views were fantastic. The sun was out, it was shining, the sky was very clear, and I felt energized and motivated. As the day wore on, the weather improved and the hills, they became even more challenging. We were climbing the Pyrenees Mountains. As I walked, I met other pilgrims from all over the world, and as best we could, we chatted, shared stories, and encouraged each other. I saw people of all ages, backgrounds, and nationalities. It was amazing to see that we were all there for this one purpose, just to get over that mountain on the first day of the Camino Frances. The Camino Frances, or French Way, is one of the most popular Camino routes used by hundreds of thousands of pilgrims every year. The approximately 800-kilometer walk begins in Saint-Jean-Pierre Deport, goes up and over the Pyrenees Mountains, and then across northern Spain to reach Santiago De Compostela. This is the route I had heard about many years ago, and then recently during COVID, I decided that when we could travel again, it was my time to complete this epic journey. Even though it's roughly 7 kilometers into the journey, approaching Orison is a hugely memorable experience. You round a bend and finally there it is like an oasis in the desert. It's your first experience with an albergue, and you'll find that some pilgrims decide that they're going to split their first day and stay there for the night. I myself carried on. It was a very long day. I filled my water bottle and left Orison to continue walking. I had heard there was another albergue about 2 kilometers down the path. I made a bet with myself that if they had an available bed, I'd stop and carry on to Roncesvalles tomorrow. I had lots of time to complete this journey, so what was another day? I called them, and it turned out that they were full, so I walked on. The day was getting hotter, and the mountain steeper, and I began to wonder if I should have just stayed in Orison and rested up. I had heard about pilgrims quitting after day 1 with either injury or just being too overwhelmed, and I certainly didn't come this far just to be a negative statistic. So I continued on the path, past the statue of the Virgin Mary, then the final push to crest the summit where the path dissected the Pyrenees. After that, the Fountain de Roland, and a border crossing into Spain finally. I linked up with Dimitri from the United States. He and I would walk together for several days to come. And then we met 3 other pilgrims, and we all forged our way on to Roncesvalles. The views were incredible. We went from being high atop the clouds to descending right through them. The day was drawing to a close, and the sun was setting. We were making frequent stops for someone in our group, and before we knew it, it was just about nightfall as we approached the gates of Roncesvalles. We managed to get settled just before dinner, got assigned our beds, ate, and called it a night. "24 kilometers down with some 770 to go. We were in Spain now. The way had begun, and there was much in store.